we're getting, they said 68%.
Oh.
And I'm surprised. I'm surprised we're actually getting it, because if it's only like 50, 52%, it doesn't happen. But it said 68 today, so. But it's good because we get a chance to get rid of all this humidity that's been lingering around, you know. So it's all good. What stresses me in Thailand? I have to really give that some thought. What stresses me in Thailand? Absolutely nothing. Absolutely nothing.
What made you move to Thailand in the first place?
Economics. Purely economics. Coming to Thailand and discovering how far my retirement dollar would go was mind-blowing.
How long have you been living here now?
Almost 4 years living here in paradise, if you would.
And what was the first time you went to Thailand?
I came here 4 years ago. My son gave me a call. I was celebrating my 50th year graduating high school in Los Angeles. My class graduated from the Hollywood Bowl. So I was at the Bowl celebrating, watching Layla Hathaway, Boney James, and George Benson. Got a call from my son. He says, "Dad, every grown man should experience Thailand." I said, yeah. So 3 days later, I was here.
What do people back in America completely misunderstand about Thailand?
Well, Thailand is a big, beautiful place with an array of activities and things to get involved in it. There's something here for everyone. Many men come here because they have been late bloomers, and they come here for the excitement and the beauty of the women. It's easy to fall in love here 20 times a day just because of the beauty of the women of Thailand. But for those that have had experience with ladies, there's so much, much more. Just the energy of the people and the energy that we bring to the environment.
Do you think Thailand is really cheaper than the US?
Oh, no doubt. No doubt. If I was back in the US, I'd have to be working somewhere right now. But now I wake up to this beautiful environment. In the States, I drove a convertible every day. Now I drive a scooter. So I've learned to be a minimalist, because it's not about quantity of life, it's more about quality of life. And living a stress-free life is nothing more sexy.
What do you not miss from America?
The only thing that I tend to miss would be family, but I talk to family on a continuum with FaceTime and all the different gadgetry that we have in terms of social media. So I really don't miss anything about the US. Maybe the jazz concerts, maybe. But that's about it, actually.
Could you ever move back to the US full time?
No.
Why not?
Maybe if I was, I don't even want to entertain that thought. I think, on my 70th birthday or 71st birthday, I had a conversation with AI. I'm talking to Alexa, right? That's how much quiet time I have alone, that I'm talking to Alexa, and I said, Alexa, what is the average lifespan of a man living in the US? I think she said about 82. I said, well, what is the lifespan of a man who leaves the US and comes to Thailand? And she says, 86. I'm like, okay, so I've gained 4 years of life here. But actually, I've gained so much more because it's a stress-free environment. You learn more about yourself. Your body is not in a constant state of flux or fight or flight, because you're safe anywhere you go. And the beauty of it is that I don't care what time of night, like Pattaya, for example. Pattaya gets a bad rap because it's, I often say, if there was a marriage between, if Vegas and Miami had a baby, it would be Pattaya. But the options that Pattaya provides, not that I participate in all the options, but just because I have them, life is sweet. So no, I wouldn't go back to the U.S. I go back to visit maybe 2, 3 months out the year, but that's it.
What's one thing that nobody tells you before moving to Thailand?
Well, no one talks about the visa situation and what that's going to be about if you choose to stay. But it's really not so much about what you have to know. It's about just making a decision of how you want to live. Are you a follower or are you a leader? Are you a thermostat or are you a thermometer? Are you fluctuating with the environment or are you regulating your environment? Only thing that we have control over on this planet is our own selves, our own lives. But most of us don't even have control of that. But for those that are conscious enough to understand the importance of their personal power, your personal perspective, it dictates how you live. And so the only limitations that you have are the limitations you put on yourself. If you make a decision that I'm going to be my best self, I'm going to live my best life, and where can I do that? You might want to consider Thailand.
Has Thailand changed you as a person?
You know, it's allowed me to be more of me and discovering who and what that is, because not having the distractions. You can have as much distraction as you desire, but again, it's up to you. You are deciding what you will experience and what you won't, but it's just not all in your face, you know? If I want to go out into the madness of Pattaya, it's easy to do. Hop on a scooter, call a boat. I can be anywhere within a few minutes for like $3. You know what I'm saying? But if I choose not to go into it, I can sit in my condo, chill, fully furnished. I cook what I want when I want. I can go eat for under $3, eat a meal for under $3, a full healthy meal, a fresh food that is not frozen unless you freeze it. It's just sexy for me. It works for me.
Do you feel less stressed living in Thailand?
Beyond a reasonable doubt. What stresses me in Thailand? I have to really give that some thought. What stresses me in Thailand? Absolutely nothing. Absolutely nothing.
What advice would you give someone thinking about moving to Thailand?
Well, try it. You like it. That's an old commercial, but it's true. My experience here has been all trial and error because I didn't really. My son was here, but we travel in two different circles. We're talking about 30 years difference in life, you know, in age, and so we move in completely different circles. And he's an individual living his own life. He's created his own family in this environment. But for me, I like meeting people. So knowing people, I've always taught my children that knowing people is your greatest asset. And because I've never met a stranger, if you're friendly in Thailand, people are friendly to you. The Thai people have the ability to look at your photo and tell whether you have a good heart or whether you're an honest being, because they live on energy. And so if you become proficient at reading the energy of others, and it's like the universe, it's mirroring you back to you or back at you. So the people of Thailand basically do the same thing. And so in being here, of course, if you look like Sammy Lunchmeat, you act like Sammy Lunchmeat, you will be treated like Sammy Lunchmeat. But if you have any wits about you and you're just honest, you will draw honest people into your experience, and life becomes an honest, worthwhile living experience.
Do you feel safer here?
Oh, beyond a reasonable doubt. You know, the safety is never a thought here. I don't care what time of night you go. I don't care what street you go down. You have no worries. Nobody's going to bother you in Thailand. Even the law enforcement will salute you and greet you in Thailand. So I think I've only been stopped 2 times since I've been here, and both times was not wearing a helmet, riding my motorbike. I only got 1 ticket, and that was 4 years ago for not wearing a helmet. But after that, law enforcement, they recognize you, you're cool. We salute each other, I salute them, and we just cool like that.
What keeps you in Pattaya specifically?
You know, that's a great question. I have contemplated Hua Hin. I love Koh Chang because it's an island. And I think about being in a more subtle, quiet environment and more beautiful beaches. But it's not like I'm going to jump in the water anyway. I just want to be near the sea. I just want the energy of being near the ocean. But when I think about going to those places, it would probably be so quiet, and I'm not trying to go somewhere and just die. You know what I'm saying? I want interaction when I want it. And plus I sing here, so I enjoy going and dropping into a jazz spot or dropping into a jam on a Monday night at a club and just getting off and scratching the itch of my vocals and geez, just doing what you want when you want. And it's like the Thai people say, up to you.
Have you experienced Bangkok?
I have. Bangkok is not that sexy to me. It's just too congested. I'm from Los Angeles. I've lived in Florida. I just, it's a concrete jungle. Now, if you really know someone, there are some very nice places to be. But when it's gonna take you 2 hours to get from point A to point B because of the traffic, it's just insane. But Bangkok has its perks. It's just not the place for me. I do intend to go out there and break that jazz scene a little bit and do some singing, but other than that, no, I don't. I'm not really feeling Bangkok.
What's something in Thailand that would shock Americans?
That would shock Americans.
Maybe more specific on LA.
You know, it depends on a personal preference. I think what blows the minds of most men, is the beauty of the women here in Asia. You can have as much of it or as little of it as you desire. Again, as the Thai people say, it's up to you. But the freedoms, what shocks, you don't have to worry about the police. You know what I mean? Police ain't out to get you. You know what I mean? It's not hunting season on black people. You know what I mean? Like it would be anywhere else in America. Here, it's like we all people. I mean, we all colored people. You know, when I was a kid, we were called colored. We were Negroes first, and then we became colored people. Now we black people. Now, whatever they give us, it doesn't matter to me. I'm just people. You know, I'm a spiritual being in this phenomenal spacesuit, walking this planet, and it just happens to be in Thailand at the moment. And I'm enjoying myself.
Okay, let me also give you a couple of facts. My point of view of Pattaya is good for a lot of different type of people. So if you like to go out, it's more than enough nightlife. If you like the beach life, the beaches are actually pretty decent, and it's very close by Bangkok. It's only like an hour and a half to 2 hours drive with a taxi or a bus. So either you take the bus, it's like €3, or you take a taxi, which is like around 50, 60, depending on the time. And then within 2 hours, you're in a beautiful beach city. That's why I love living here, because I'm so close to Bangkok. At least 2 times a month I go there. And when I have to fly to, or when I do fly to another country, you know, the airport is just close by. My name is Lennox, and you just watched my channel, Travel with Lennox. where I'm exploring Asia. Right now, I'm in Thailand, my home base, and from here I travel to Singapore, Kuala Lumpur, Taipei, Osaka, Tokyo, you name it. I've probably been there or I'm gonna visit. Oh yeah, if you have some tips where to go, make sure to drop a comment. I'll reply personally. Subscribe, like everything, check all the videos.